Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Corey, and I'm back with another reaction video to RWBY Volume 6. This time it's to Episode 3, The Lost Fable. Oh, man, I am so hyped for this episode. Honestly, I couldn't be more hyped for this episode. And it's so long, too. It's 26 minutes and 35 seconds. Which, I've seen people talking about this on Twitter, and I haven't actually gone around to substantiate the claims, but people are saying that excluding intro and credits, this will be the longest episode in RWBY history. So I don't know, but I'm very excited. I mean, we're gonna learn about Salem and Oz and... Oh, and the other thing is, in the thumbnail, she's holding something, and it looks like the staff that the person I was calling the King of Vale was holding in the intro, but it seems my idea about the Ozpins working chronologically might actually be true, and that was actually Ozpin 1.0. The original Ozpin would be that one. So, I don't know. I'm very excited. I'm so excited. Ugh. I just want to know. But yeah, I also was under the impression that maybe that staff would end up being the relic of creation, because there's the theory about how Haven's symbol looked kind of like the lamp, and so people are wondering if all the school's symbols look like the relic they guard, and Atlas is a kind of staff looking thing, and the staff has a green crystal on it, so maybe that could explain why it looks sort of spear-like. So I don't know. All things I forgot to bring up on the Boopcast because we were running out of time. But yeah, I just want to have those documented in case I'm right. Or in case I'm wrong, people can be like, hey, idiot. Either way. Okay, without any further ado, let's get into this. Starting the video in 3, 2, 1. Oh god, I'm so excited. Oh man, I don't actually know if we're gonna see any actual of the RWBY girls this episode, or if we're just gonna be watching Salem's story. But we said on the Boopcast that we did predict that we would be seeing current day Salem during this episode. I hope we also get answered if Maria is seeing all this as well. I'm still ashamed that I didn't see Torchwick's hat the first time I watched this. I was too busy focused on Cinder though, so... You win. No. Who hurt you? Yeah, you can see that that's still the same staff, and that was the Descendants. I'm excited to learn about the second one, because he's definitely the person we saw floating in the trailer, who Beck and I both totally called was a dude. Everybody else was like, Winter Maiden? And I was like, hey, it looks like a dude to me, but I just kind of chopped it off as maybe a more masculine presenting female maiden. Whatever. Oh god.
Locked away by her
there's the symbol.
Father, Salem
Cruel
was
father.
a girl who desired but one thing: freedom. She lived in a time when kings and their kingdoms were plentiful, when men and women were capable of greatness, and magic was a gift from the gods that all could wield.
He did steal all the magic
There
from
she
people.
sat within her tower.
Oh my god, people had a theory that Oz stole magic from everybody.
Hero came to brave the challenges within the tower's walls. The people
Ozpin?
of the lands knew him as Ozma.
Ozma. Oh my
Unlike
god, they
those who had
couldn't
come
have made a more
before,
obvious
this
reference.
warrior was not driven by the prize of the young maiden's hand. He fought only for righteousness, and his pure heart and courageous soul prevailed.
Oh, fighting armor. Oh.
Escaped the wretched fortress. And yet, something bound them together.
Oh.
Ozma had been ready to
Oh.
give his life for justice countless times, but now saw a woman worth saving it for.
Oh,
And
they're so
to her
cute.
surprise,
I hate that
found
I'm
her
saying
freedom
that.
Not in the outside world she had yearned for, but in the eyes of the man that had saved her.
So they were
Where
lovers.
should we go now?
That was my prevailing theory.
Wherever you'd like.
The two fell deeply in love, planned
Yes, they did.
adventures around the world, and lived happily ever after.
And the actual story
Or
is...
at least, that's what should have been. Ozma, the infallible hero of legend, fell ill. And where all of the beasts and blades of the world had fallen short, a single sickness prevailed.
Oh, twice.
How could the gods let this happen?
The gods, brothers of light and darkness, creation and destruction. Salem prayed they would see the injustice that had befallen her love and make things right.
And so they
The
did.
domain of light was a sacred place. It was here the elder brother dwelled.
I'm
beside his
fascinated.
fountain of life and creation. It was here where mankind would fall to ruin.
Salem, what are you going to do? She's gonna corrupt it, isn't she? It looks exactly like the tree that guarded the vault in Haven. Oh my god. Wait, is that him? Wait, they're actually showing us the god of light? Why does he have antlers?
Please bring him back to me.
I understand your pain, but you demand of me that which I cannot make so. Life and death are part of a delicate balance.
So, you won't do it then?
To disrupt the cycle of...
That's not fair. That's not fair!
Let him rest.
You can't tell her to not grieve. I mean, granted...
No.
The god of darkness.
This looks familiar.
None dared to enter his home, as men knew what monstrosities emerged from his blackened pools of annihilation. And so you must understand the Dark Lord's surprise when he found a lone woman kneeling before him.
Ew. Oh. Hello. Ew, 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 ew. And the Grimm are just watching. Ew, ew, ew. I
Salem
hate it.
understood it well. She told him of her loss, and professed that she knew only he could answer her prayers, all while careful to make no mention of his elder.
Rise, child, and let your faith in me be rewarded.
Oh my god, wait, he did it.
Where am I? What is this? Where am I?
Okay. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh no.
What have you done?
I have done what I please, brother. You may bask in the powers of creation, but you do not own them.
This is not creation.
Do not lecture me.
I will do what I must to maintain order.
No.
No! No! What did you do? Bring him back!
You dare enter my domain and show such disrespect!
Oh god.
Ozma!
I am abiding by the rules we agreed upon.
Rules that I now see work ever in your favor. And yet the king of mortal comes to pray at my feet before your own. So do you arise to lay your judgment upon me.
The dragon. And the dragon of the sea.
Our differences, but I have not come here with the aim to control you. The same, however, cannot be said for her. This woman came to you only after I denied her pleas. Pleas that would have disrupted the balance that you and I created. Together.
Then it seems I owe you an apology. Allow me to correct my mistake.
You monsters! Give him back to me! Give him back!
Yeah, kill that bitch. I meant the god of light, not her. Oh my god. Wait, wait, now she's at the... This is the fountain of light.
When you first came to me, I did pity you. But it is clear now that your selfishness and arrogance have led you astray.
What did you do to me?
I have made you immortal.
Immortal?
You cannot die.
I'm
You
just wondering
cannot
about
be with your beloved.
So long as this world turns, you shall walk its face.
So that's why she wants to end the
You
world.
must
She wants
learn
to
the
die.
importance of life and death. Only then may you rest.
Salem was a prisoner once again. Her fruitless attempts to reunite with Ozma eventually became nothing more than acts of spite and defiance against the gods. But perhaps the gods were not as powerful as they seemed.
That's so dark.
She had lied to them, turned them against one another. They were fallible. If she were to turn humanity
fight
against
them.
light and darkness, she could rid herself of their curse. Or at the very least, she could make them suffer.
Oh, Ruby.
Salem traveled from one kingdom to another, telling tales of how she stole immortality from the gods, welcomed any swordsman to cut her down, and demonstrated her powers. With the kings and queens in awe, she pulled them deeper into her scheme. She painted them pictures of a time when they would no longer have to watch their loved ones wither and die, when they could claim the powers of their creators for themselves, and in turn...
You can kind of see which
their
kingdoms
own
these are
desires.
each, like, references to.
All they needed to do was destroy their old masters. The gods had hoped that Salem would learn from her eternal curse. And she did. She learned that the hearts of men are easily swayed.
Who has led you down this path?
I have. Bitch. They're gonna take magic from humanity.
Used against me.
Oh my god, he just Thanos them all.
No. No.
You thought there was no greater punishment we could bestow upon you?
I'll come back. I'll tell the rest of the world of this massacre. Build a new army.
You do not understand. There is no one left. You are all that remains of humanity.
This planet was a beautiful experiment, but it is merely a remnant of what it once was. We will learn from this failure. I hope that you will learn from yours.
No. You can't leave. You can't leave. Come back.
Still demanding things of your creators.
I hate the gods right now. And now we find out what happened to the moon! We finally found out what happened to the moon! And that's also where dust came from, isn't it? Because they were beings of magic.
Salem was alone. She cursed the gods. She cursed the universe. She cursed everything. Everything but herself. She wandered the face of the planet, awaiting a death that would never come. Until fate led her back to the land of darkness. This was it. This had to be it. The Brothers Grimm, the pools of black that continued to give rise to horrific nightmares. If the Fountain of Life granted her immortality, then surely the pools of Grimm would finally take it away. She was wrong.
So very wrong.
This force of pure destruction could not destroy a being of infinite life. Instead, it created a being of infinite life with a desire for pure destruction. And in time, she would find her adversary.
I'm so thrilled right now. What's happening? Humanity's dead. I'm so confused.
Ozma.
Where am I?
We are between realms. I'm afraid a tragedy has befallen your home at the hands of my brother. We have chosen to depart this world, but in our absence, I would like to offer you the chance to return to it.
I don't understand.
Mankind is no more, yet your world remains. And in time, your kind will grow to walk its face once again. However, without our presence, they will be but a fraction of what they once were. Creation, destruction, choice, and knowledge were the ideals upon which humanity was made. Now, I leave them behind with the hope that you may learn to remake yourselves. If brought together, these 4 relics will summon my brother and I back to your world, and humanity will be judged. If your kind has learned to live in harmony with one another and set aside their differences, then we shall once again live among you, and humanity will be made whole again.
Fuck off.
But if your kind is
This is all your fault.
If you demand our blessings while still fighting amongst yourselves, then man will be found irredeemable, and your world will be wiped from existence. Until your task is complete, you will reincarnate.
Oscar.
But in a manner that ensures you are never alone.
I'm sorry, but that world just isn't as dear to me without her.
She's still there.
If I may, I'd rather return to the afterlife to see Salem.
You will not find her there.
You mean she isn't gone?
Salem lives, but the woman you hold dear in your memories is gone. Heed this warning. Where you seek comfort, you will only find pain. So, will you...
I'll do it.
Very well. Our creation rests within your hands.
And so, Ozma was reborn.
Where am I?
Oh, wait here. This is Incarnation 2.
Thank you. Please, tell me your name. Who are you?
He didn't know.
Ozma had found himself in a world completely unfamiliar to him. Cities looked different. Creatures known as the Faunus bore fangs and claws and were locked away in cages. And without the blessing of the gods, no one could perform magic like mankind was once capable of. No one but himself and a woman known as the Witch. During his years of travel, he heard the same frightened whispers that spoke of a terrifying sorceress who commanded dark powers in the wilds among the beasts and monsters. Ozma was convinced that this witch was Salem, and decided he needed to see what she had become.
Salem?
Call it magic, or call it something stronger. But in that moment, the two knew exactly who it was that stood before them.
What do we do now?
Whatever we like.
As Salem and Ozma recounted the events which had brought them back together, each withheld parts of their story. Salem, fearing Ozma would reject her, blamed the end of the world on the gods. Ozma, still unsure of where the truth lay, kept his task and the relics a secret. Though time passed and all seemed well, Ozma's conversation with the God of Light still lingered in his mind. He had found happiness, but humanity seemed more divided than ever before.
Are you surprised? This world is quite literally godless. These humans have no one to guide them. Perhaps that's all they need.
What are you saying?
We could become the gods of this world. Our powers surpass all others. Our souls transcend death. We can mold these lands into whatever we want. What you want. Create the paradise that the old gods could not.
The hearts of men are easily swayed. The two amassed a following. That following grew into a prosperous kingdom. And at the head of that kingdom blossomed a family.
Oh no, they did have babies. Oh, and they're so cute too. What happened?
Are we sure this is right?
You said we needed to bring humanity together. In order to do that, we have to spread our word and destroy those who will deny it.
What are we doing? This isn't what he asked of me.
What did you say?
Mother! Father! Look!
It was a miracle. Their children could perform magic. But what should have been a joyous occasion was short-lived. Ozma told Salem everything. The true reason the God of Light had brought him back. The relics that lay scattered around the world. And the day of judgment he had been told to prepare for.
Don't you see? None of that matters anymore. Why spend our lives trying to redeem these humans when we can replace them with what they could never be?
She just wants to get it on? I'm confused.
Mommy?
Your kids. Yeah, this is Salem's Tower. She can never die, but you can.
We finally have freedom.
Thus began a long and painful cycle of death and rebirth for Ozma. Some lives were spent in mourning.
He's
Many
got
were
looks like
spent
crow's
attempting to
flaps.
forget it all. But no matter what, his mind would eventually turn back to
There's
the
a
task he
hipster.
had been burdened with. And as the centuries went on, Ozma began to learn the importance of living with the souls with which he had been paired. But no matter where or how he lived, her presence was always felt. If humanity were ever to stand a chance of being united, one thing was clear.
He had to destroy Salem.
Knowing he could never rid the world of her through any mortal means, Ozma sought out the power of the relics. Armed with my knowledge, he believed he could fulfill his promise to the God of Light.
Where are the other relics?
He asked me his questions,
What powers do they possess?
and though I gave him my answers,
How do I destroy Salem?
I said that's a question he
not
should
all of them
ask.
were to his liking. You can't.
You can't. The gods have to. No. Hold on. Ozma was voiced by, both of the Oz's. God of Light, Chase McClaskill, and God of Darkness, Bruce Dubois. Oh man. Oh man. That was a lot. I feel sorry for Salem, and I knew that was what was gonna happen. But this didn't. This was all about Salem. Like, we hardly learned anything about Oz. I mean, we learned quite a bit, but like, and Salem can't be stopped. She's immortal. They strike her down. She just pops back up, and not in the way that Ozpin does. Ozpin has to reincarnate. She literally just can't die. So one thing I'm confused about is that Ozma, they talked about how Ozma lives in, he learned to live in harmony with his counterpart, the soul he was tied to, but it looked like it was only the soul he was tied to. It's not like every soul it's been passed. But Oscar definitely has Ozpin in his head. So that means either Ozma will someday take full control of Oscar's body, like he did with Ozpin, and the Ozpin was just like a guiding voice that is now gone, and Ozma is the one that remains, and that's what'll happen with Oscar, is that Ozma will take over. And I don't know, because like it's confusing, because like is Ozma the one that just watches, and is it just that like it gets to a certain point where like the distinction between Ozma and Oscar gets kind of gray? How the hell they have to unite humanity and then summon the gods. But so long as Salem has at least one follower, the gods are just, I hate them. They should have just killed Salem. But they needed to teach her a lesson. So they made her immortal, and now they've doomed humanity because of it. Oh god, I have so many feelings about this episode. I mean, I guess the easiest one to say is that was phenomenal. We got to see all the relics. They didn't tell us what they all did, though, because they showed us Ozpin's first 3 questions, or Ozma's first 3 questions, and it was, where are the other relics? What do they do? And how do I stop Salem? And they only showed us the answer to the 3rd one, because I still want to keep us in quiet about what they each do. So, the relic of choice must be the crown. Because what's Vacuo's symbol? I'm trying to remember. Because, like, the spear was clearly Atlas's. That one was easy to tell. Vacuo is the one I always forget. Yeah, Vacuo's is the sword. So, Vacuo gets the sword, which is the relic of destruction. And the spear is the relic of creation, and the crown is the relic of choice. If you want to hear my full thoughts on this episode, I've seen it back Snapchatting me. If you want to see my full thoughts on this episode, my friend Shinoob and I, we do a podcast every week called the Boopcast, where we, and usually a guest or 2, will discuss the episode in detail, and usually goes for about 2 hours, and we live stream it over on her Twitch, which is linked below, and then the archive goes up usually Saturday afternoon, the day the episode releases. It'll come out roughly 7 hours after the episode releases, and that's also over on her YouTube channel. So if you're seeing this in a few hours, that'll be out, or you could go to her Twitch and watch the VOD of it. And yeah, I guess, well, since this video won't be out before we do it, our guest for this episode was Torchwood Boy? Yeah, we're having Torchwood Boy on for this one. So, yes. If you would like to see that, check out her, my brain is all flustered right now. Check out her YouTube channel, or I'll leave a link to it up in the cards if it's out. And, yeah. Also, I stream on Twitch, most weekdays, weekends are a little bit more for me. But I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts lately. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey lately. I'm going to get back into doing some Detroit Become Human soon. Got Spider-Man. That'll have to come back at some point. But also doing scary games. Want to incorporate more scary games into my repertoire. But yeah, so I stream over on Twitch. That's also linked below. I'd appreciate if you go give me a follow. Check out the stream sometime. That would be great. And yeah, I have a lot of feelings about this episode, so I'm very excited for the Boopcast. Oh man. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hopefully see some of you guys for... Well, if you're watching this video, the next thing you'll see me for is either one of my live streams or the Boopcast, or my next reaction. I'll see you for something, but hope to see you then. Bye!